Together with the military, volunteers, doctors, police, the IT specialists of our country are also fighting the invaders. The IT army of Ukraine conducts daily successful attacks on the media and business spheres. The 1C service applications for buying air tickets are attacked. Russian online television is also hacked. The IT army of Ukraine received access to the data of the courier service in Belarus through which the occupiers sent the loot in Ukrainian cities. This made it possible to find out which of the marauding soldiers was in the Kiev region and recipients of the so-called trophies of the occupiers, the places of residence and other data of Russian war criminals were established.
We store all the data. All this is recorded. Then all these databases are updated.
Moreover, the Ministry of Digital Transformation makes extensive use of facial recognition technologies and artificial intelligence, which makes it possible not only to identify and punish war criminals in a short period of time, but even years later.
We use artificial intelligence to recognize the corpses of Russian soldiers and search social networks for their friends or relatives. First, we want these corpses to be taken from our country. Secondly, this is part of information campaign, because Russia hides from the people the number of deaths of its military. This is another tool for telling the truth. We find the account of the deceased person, he has 300-500 friends in social networks, and we send messages to all his relatives and friends that he has died. And this is real war, not special operation. After a couple of hundreds and thousands of people, the effect inside Russia becomes noticeable.
Another successful project of the Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine is Eenemy chatbot. Since its launch, 267,000 Ukrainians have already used it. The chatbot processes up to 2,000 messages daily. People send information about Russian troops and equipment. After that, the information is verified, mapped and transmitted to the armed forces of Ukraine. In general, cybersecurity can be divided into three components. The first is the war on fakes, the second is the reflection of cyber attacks on critical infrastructure, the third is cyber intelligence and analytics.
As for cyber defense and cyber attacks, they do not stop. They were before the war. And during the war, government agencies, special communications, cybersecurity service, cyber police and volunteer specialists are doing very well with this. Cyber intelligence concerns our law enforcement agencies, the armed forces of Ukraine. This is more serious and secret information. It is used to understand what step the enemy will take. This is private correspondence, interception of telephone conversations.
According to experts, today Ukraine defends itself in terms of cybersecurity and holds the lead in cyber warfare.
There is very large outflow of IT specialists from Russia, and the whole world supports Ukraine, including the hacker world, the same Anonymous and other organizations. Russia has no chance to continue this war.
In addition, since the first day of the war, the Ministry of Digital Transformation has been actively engaged in negotiations with international companies on the imposition of sanctions against the Russian Federation by technology companies. For example, such global companies as Microsoft, Apple, Nokia and others have ceased their activities in Russia. Reported by Marina Stupanenko, Julia Hronovska, UATV News.